In this presentation, we will learn how to insert a node at the beginning of the linked list. So let's get started. Let us assume that we already have this node, right? So this is the initial state of the doubly linked list, and there is a head pointer which is pointing to this particular node. And let us suppose we have this new node, and our target is to add this node in front of this node. We already know that this is the prev part of this node and this is the next part of this node. Now the first thing we should do here is to update the next part of this node so that this node will point to this particular node. In order to do this, we will put this line of code, that is temp next equal to head. We know that temp is the pointer pointing to this particular node. Our target is to add this node in front of this node. In order to do this, the next part of this node must be updated, and this can be updated using temp pointer. For this purpose, I have put this line of code, that is temp next equal to head. We know that head contains 1000, so with the help of this line of code, we would be able to update the next part of this node very easily. After this, of course, we have to update the prev part of this particular node so that it can point to this node. Head prev equal to temp will do the same job. That is, with the help of head pointer, we will be able to update the prev part of this node. Finally, we will update our head pointer so that it can point to this particular node, because this is now the first node of this linked list. After the updation, this is how the resultant linked list looks like. Isn't that so? We have a new node added at the beginning of the list, and head is the pointer pointing to this new node. This is the complete program where we have these two libraries, stdio.h and stdlib.h. Struct node has been declared, and in this main function, we have these three lines of code which have been taken from the previous lecture. Okay, so these are the three lines of codes I have taken from the previous lecture. This helps us in creating a node. After this, we will call this add@beg function, and we will pass head as well as data to it. This is how add@beg function looks like, which receives head as well as data. Receiving head means receiving the node, and receiving data means simply receiving the value. Inside this add@beg function, these four lines of code will help us in creating a new node. After this, we will do the same procedure. That is, we will update the next part of this node first so that it can point to this particular node. After this, we will update the prev part of this node so that it can point to the previous node. And then we will update our head pointer so that it can point to this node. Then we'll simply return head back to the main function. And this is the piece of code which we are already familiar with. And this helps us in printing the data of this particular linked list. And this is the output of this program, that is 34 and 45. Now let me show the complete code in code blocks. This is the complete code available. You can see over here there is add to empty function which I have taken from the previous lecture. We have add@beg function, and of course in the main function the same procedure is written which we have already seen. Now let me just execute this code and see whether we get the desired output or not. You can see over here the output of this program is 3445, and this is all what we want. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching this presentation.